Let's go, brother.
Fucking go! Today, I am here with Omar Montalvo!
Let's go!
Dude, we are so excited to have you on. We got to know each other probably a few months ago. Not that recent, like not that long ago.
Right.
And I absolutely love your energy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, you bring it. And Vito and Omar, if you guys haven't seen it, have done an awesome video running around West Hartford, just catching up on like life, business, and like the different like...
And being able to maintain a conversation while kind of being like breathing hard from running around. I was like, at one point, I think I told Vito, like, let's slow down the pace, man. You know, Vito's all in good shape. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I used to be in good shape, but I tried to keep up with him.
Well, you have a son, right?
Daughter.
Yeah. Mila.
Mila, yep.
How old is she?
She's 3, going to be 4 in May.
Unreal.
So life is moving very fast right now.
Recently engaged. Like, very recently.
3 days ago. 4 days ago. Wait, what's today?
Friday, 5 days
Oh,
ago.
no, like 5 days ago.
A week. Jesus, 6 days.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Full week.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's the final puzzle of succeeding at life, I feel like.
I love it. Yep, getting to the finish line there.
Yeah.
And you had the St. Patty's Day Parade.
St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I was a sponsor for a 501c nonprofit that I'm a part of, Ball for a Cure. And all the money goes towards families battling pediatric cancer, and the money doesn't go towards the medical bills and stuff. It actually goes towards, you know, missed mortgage payments, phone bills, things like that. So that this way, when the kid goes home, it's a lot more relaxing, a lot more enjoyable to be home rather than the parents being stressed out. And we do a bunch of different events. So bowling, golf, concert, St. Patrick's Day Parade, after party. There was a New Year's gala. I'm sure I'm missing a few. Used to be basketball tournaments, but yeah, Ball for a Cure.
I love it. We're going to talk a little bit about that. In the St. Patty's Day Parade is in Hartford. It's a big thing every year.
I want to say it's the biggest event in Hartford every year.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I would love to see Hartford booming again.
Me too.
We'll talk about that as well. So let's start, though, from the beginning. I want to give everyone listening a little background history. Where you grew up, where you're from, what you did growing up, where you went to college, which is so funny, so damn funny. I can't wait for people here. And then we'll get into where you are today and where we're headed, okay?
Sure.
So grew up in West Hartford.
Yeah, so actually I was born in Miami. At a very young age, my parents said, hey, we're sending it up to Connecticut, and that's where we're going to handle our kids' education. So me and my sister raised in West Hartford.
With your parents, though? They went with you?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They didn't just ship me in a box. So we went up to, West Hartford, and that was where I was raised. I went through all public school except freshman year of high school. Went to East Catholic High School. And then transferred from there back to public school. I realized private school probably wasn't the best with my behavior. Not exactly, but just the way everything played out, it was a better situation for me to be back at public school. So I went back to public school, did the high school thing, go off to Central Connecticut.
Now, wait, you played baseball at Hall.
Yes, I did.
That was your sport, right?
Oh, that was all year round sport.
What position did you play?
Shortstop.
You were a righty.
Righty.
Awesome. Okay, so you graduate from Hall. Did you know you wanted to play in college?
So I really just went to school to play baseball. That was like my mindset. Like I had to get good grades so this way I wouldn't miss anything in baseball. And that was like only reason why I really did well, like focused in on school, was I wanted to play the game. Now you were an umpire, weren't you?
Dude, how'd you know that?
Listen, I do my research. Come on. And now,
by the way, you said did well in school and you hesitated. I was curious how well you did, but we'll skip that.
Well enough to play. That's it. That's all I had to do. And so, but you played baseball?
Yeah, I was a pitcher at Prep, Fairfield Prep.
Oh yeah, my father's a prep guy.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I like you better now. But continue.
And so my father went to Fairfield Prep. So he's actually from Bridgeport, my father. Well, he grew up in Bridgeport and then he moved down to Florida and then he came back up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I told Vito that when I first met him. I'm like, hey, we're Fairfield Prep boys over here.
Dude, your dad might be my dad. That's so funny that you...
Did your dad go to Notre Dame?
Yeah.
My uncle went to Notre Dame, but I think he was a few years younger.
Montalvo?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rick Montalvo.
Okay. So you play baseball at Hall.
Yeah, I played baseball at Hall.
You know you want to play in college.
Yeah. So I played actually all 4 years in varsity. Started. So like...
All 4 years you started?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, unbelievable.
Yeah, so freshman year I started at second base.
Yep.
Then sophomore year, I played second base. Then junior year, I played short. And then senior year, we had a good shortstop, but we didn't have a good third baseman. So I actually moved over to third base and I batted fourth. which was like, if you knew me growing up, I wasn't the largest kid.
Yeah.
So the fact that I was playing third base and hitting fourth, like I grew and I played the position well.
Unbelievable.
So,
Usually
adapting,
Yes.
just being a beast. Let's go.
Well, if you're playing up the middle, you're a smaller guy usually. Third base
Yeah.
guys are usually a little more built, stronger.
Yeah, so I had to adapt to the role. Start eating more.
Did you actually?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, my father, like all my friends, it was an ongoing joke. Like if you went to my house, it was protein shakes. Like yeah, like we're eating a lot, protein shakes. Like let's go. Like my father was he was like one of the best like mentors, best father, just always pushing for me to be the best that I could be and giving me all the tools too, right? Like in my backyard, I had a college size hitting cage with a pitching machine, 2 L screens, turf, and all my buddies used to come over after school and we'd just be hitting all the time, hitting. And that's how I got better at hitting. I wasn't good at hitting. My thing was always defense.
No way.
Yeah. And then actually after my father had those tools and obviously repetition and practice, I eventually got better at hitting.
Dude, that is so cool. What did your dad do for work, by the way?
So
What's his background?
Oh, he's got a lot. Owned a construction company.
Yep.
Sold that. Then he owned auto body businesses, multiple auto body. You know Mako Auto Body?
Yeah.
He had a few of those franchises down
Gotcha.
in Florida. Then he worked for AIG, Progressive, and now he works over at Travelers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's just a genius. He loves reading and stuff. So
Really?
yeah. So it's he's an easy guy to bounce ideas off of.
Jesuit scholar, that's why. I can't wait to meet him, by the way, now.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
So you end up graduating, you go to Central.
Yes.
Did you play ball there?
Yeah, so I was trying to do like a walk-on. I think they call it like a gray shirt or a red. Well,
Yeah.
There's a red shirt and then there's a gray shirt. And let's just say the college experience, I was doing a lot of socializing.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good way to put it, right? I was
Yeah.
doing a lot of socializing, which later on actually ends up helping me in
Yeah.
real estate. But at the time, I was just having so much fun. And Central Connecticut, Nick Landell, AFC mortgage guy, was one of the position players in front of me. We had another guy named Dean Lockery, who was a hockey guy.
It's a prep guy.
Prep guy,
It's a
yep,
buddy of mine,
exactly. We had Ryan Costello. I'm going blank on all the names, but those were like some of the nastiest players, third base, second base, shortstop right there. So when we had lifts and practices like that, those are the guys that were in front of me. So I was working really hard to try and keep up with them. You know, they're being a little bit older.
Yeah.
They're a little bit stronger than me.
Yeah,
I'm pushing it. So, but it was a big learning experience, how to become a man in the fact of looking at everyone as, hey, you're human, I'm human, we bleed the same blood, so let's have this conversation rather than, oh, since I'm younger than you, I should be intimidated, maybe I shouldn't be vocalizing as much and things like that. So Central Connecticut was
So build confidence.
a lot of confidence, and how to speak with other people without feeling belittled or anything like that, right?
It's a great point.
It is. That's great.
So you go from Central down to Avery Point.
Yes. So I left Central because I wanted to get some more playing time, right? That's the whole point of playing baseball. So I was going to go JUCO, that's junior college, Avery Point, so I would have been transferring. So that would have been a year and a half, and I would have gone to another school after that. That was the plan, right?
Yep.
So I go down. JUCO is a whole different experience than like,
Really?
oh,
What's it like?
there's no rules. Well, there's rules, but there's no rules. Have you ever watched, what's that Netflix show with the guys from football and they're doing JUCO?
No. I know you're
guys
talking
know what I'm
about though, in
talking about?
Alabama or something.
Yeah,
Mississippi.
so, yeah, they're out there. And you just see it's a grind, right? You don't have the nicest facilities, you don't have this and that, but you have guys that are just so locked into the sport that if you say any other word, it's like, I don't care. Tell me about baseball, for this example, right? So dogs. I was just with dogs.
Yeah.
And I would say that's actually like, it's sad to say, but UConn Avery Point was one of like the lowest points in my life. And the fact that it's like a lot of guys there, right? It's almost going to all boys school. The only focus was baseball. None of my friends were around me. Moving in with random roommates that at the time I wasn't like, I had to get to know them again now. And it was a lot of adjusting in my life, right? And it's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be back at Central or a Division I school and just playing ball. And at that moment, that's when I met my girlfriend, which is now my fiance at the time.
No way.
Yeah.
At Avery Point.
No. So the first weekend at Avery Point, I was like, this school doesn't have a good nightlife. So I went back to Central Connecticut and I met her there.
Wild.
Literally the first weekend. So, and I actually went to my roommates that night and I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. Fun fact.
Unreal. Just got engaged Friday.
Yeah. Just got engaged Friday. Been together now going on to 9 years.
Unreal. So you guys dated the whole time through?
Yep. So Avery Point. And she's the one that was like, hey, go get your real estate. Or let's go. She goes, let's go get our real estate license.
She's an agent.
Hold on.
I asked it like that because it was funny. I knew where it was going. But yeah.
So let's go get our real estate license. I was like, but this is after my first year there. So I'm going into my fall semester. I'm missing a bunch of details there because they're not that important. Okay. But we're going into the fall semester. I was like, oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Part-time job, being a baseball player in college, you got no money, right? She was kind of the breadwinner. And so I go sign up. I'm like, hey, you going to sign up, Kylie? She's like, she never signed up. She never signed up. So it's just me in the class. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, come on, why am I doing this alone? Like, I wanted to do it with you, whatever. I sit in the class. Next thing you know, it's like, man, I know a lot of this stuff. My father owned some properties growing up. Forced labor, zero pay, property manager. But now looking back on it, it was the best thing that could have ever happened in my life, right?
For sure.
So I'm sitting in this class. I'm like, wow, I know a lot of this stuff. Passed the class. Avery Point, I was supposed to go down to King University in Tennessee.
For college?
For baseball, yeah. Division II baseball at that point. And my grandfather wasn't doing so hot. I remember having my bags, and I looked at my father, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I love the game of baseball anymore, like as much as I used to, right? I'm sure that hit his heart really hard. But I think just going with the grind for so long and then just not being where I wanted to be, that really crushed me. So I go back to CCSU with, I think I kind of had the intentions of going back to play baseball there. But then, anyways, COVID hits. My grandfather passes away. COVID hits. So it's like the best thing ever that I stayed home. Got my real estate license. And you started in June of 2020. Yep. I started in June of 2020. Look at where we are now, guys.
This guy's going to interview me now.
Yeah, so.
Dude, unbelievable. So you don't end up graduating from CCSU.
No.
And which is okay. And dive right into real estate.
Yeah.
What was that like getting started during COVID in 2020?
Yeah, so I remember jumping around from different brokerages and talking to, and my plan was social media isn't where it is, where at that time isn't where it is today.
Correct.
And I saw like
but it was changing.
Yeah, and you know Ryan Serhant, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I saw what he was doing on social media. At that point, they were doing long form YouTube videos, and that's what was doing well. $1 million property, this and that. This is the tour, and that's what they were getting views on. And I was like, oh. Imagine if we can bring that to Instagram and social media, right? So I go down to each brokerage, and they're like, oh, yeah, you can do that. Oh, yeah, you can do that. Go ahead. I'm pitching them my idea.
Do your own thing, they say.
Yeah. Go do it. The guy, Eric Souza, that I work with now, Bergio Souza's team, and Dan Bergio were the only people to go, I'll do it with you. And I needed that because I didn't have much knowledge of being a real estate agent, right? So I needed someone that had the business, that has the history behind it, so that this way when I'm delivering the message, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? And they already have the experience, so I needed to learn the experience. So that's how that ended up happening.
Finding a mentor and someone that's done it is so important.
Yeah.
In our business, my dad's had the mortgage business for a long time, was able to see what he did. But to grow a sales business, we went outside and got outside coaching that helped our business tremendously. Mm-hmm. And I think if anybody's starting brand new in a business, you have to be willing to make less money up front, maybe per deal or whatever the case is, and do grunt work for someone else, but be able to learn the business, kind of like an apprenticeship, to get where you want to be one day. Because you'll learn quicker and ramp up faster.
Amen to that. And I wouldn't be in the position I am today it takes a team. Like, perfect example right there. I think my first sale actually was a referral from Dean Lockery, and it was a new construction. So Dino! And so that wasn't closing until later on in the year. And then eventually I had a few deals under my belt, but that's zero pay, right? How many people do you know can go 3 months no pay, right? They'd start freaking out. Whatever they end up thinking.
Yeah.
But so thanks to my parents, right, for letting me just stay at the house and not charging me rent. Shout out to my fiance for not leaving me and believe in the process, right? also being so supportive, right? Like my father seeing what I'm doing. My father's like, you got to finish school. You got to finish school. And I'm just like, real estate is something I actually feel like I'm passionate about, very natural to me, and I love it, right? And one of your guys' core goals is enthusiasm and passion, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I love you guys, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel the energy, right? And
Yeah.
when you work with someone that has that energy, it
Makes
works
it
out.
fun.
Yeah. And so back to what we were saying, in this business in the beginning, when you're not getting paid and stuff like that, you need to have that natural enthusiasm, that natural passion, because if not, it's very easy to get deep in your head and say, hey, maybe this isn't for me, and give up.
Do you think that there should be some kind of mentorship onboarding program where people make a small salary to ramp up, or do you need to have that fire and passion, and you should
You
not
need to have that fire and passion, man. I really do think you need to have that fire and passion, because the resources are out there, but you need to want it, right? It can't just be given to you.
Yeah.
And that's what sets certain agents apart from different agents, certain lenders from other lenders, right? You want to work with someone that has 100% commitment, attention, all that to you as a client, right? And
Yeah.
to someone that says, oh, I'm doing this just because I'm getting a weekly pay or a salary, it doesn't come off the same.
100% agree. That was a personal question for our business, by the way. So that's why I wanted. The other thing I wanted to touch on quickly before we move on, socializing in college, so important.
Very.
I had lunch the other day with a buddy he's like 45, 50 years old up in Watertown. His name's Matt Egan. He's an agent. He was a physical therapist or chiropractor previously. His son's a freshman at UConn.
Okay.
And I have a junior at Sacred Heart. His name's Tino, shadowing me right now. I said to both of them, and Matt agreed spot on. If you are in school at a school like UConn right now, and you know you want to get into real estate or lending or sales, like along those lines, your grades do not matter.
No.
One bit. I said you should be throwing parties every weekend, meeting as many people as possible. It's all you should be doing. You should be remembered coming out of college as the guy that had a great time and helped me have a great time, and you will crush it.
Yeah, it's funny that actually, now that you say that and looking back on it, not that that was my intentions, but somehow it worked out that way. And I'll say, like, a lot of my business has come from people that I went to college with. I can't say a lot of my business, but I have had people that I went to college with. Oh, dude, nice to see you again. Maybe bought a few investment properties, single families, rentals, same thing. And it just comes back around full circle. I love it.
That's awesome. So you make the jump to real estate. You said dad was, pushing you for school. When did that change though? Where he said, you know what, like
when he started seeing, I started buying some properties, some of my investment properties and things like that. He's like, all right, maybe he's doing something right, And I think in the back of his mind, he still wants me to finish. And trust me, I would love to finish, but that's not where my focus is right now, and that's not where my passion is. And if I'm not. Actually, I had this message with your brother back and forth. We were going to meet up, and I was like, dude, tell me what you're into, because I want to have that same energy, that same passion of whatever you're into. He brought up running. I go, let's do a video about us running, And if I'm not 100% into it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I got to be 100% in. Like, this has to be work, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. What do you like to do outside of work?
Play with my daughter. I have a dog as well. Biking. I like just being outdoors, going to the beach. Like, I just want to be outside all the time.
What
man.
beach do you go to living up in West Hartford?
We go straight down to Old Saybrook. I go down to my buddy's house over right outside of Fenwick there.
Uh-huh.
So, that's where I go to a lot. And then my fiance's brothers had a beach or a boat over in Noank.
Yep.
Which is a little past Groton.
Awesome.
So we went out that area a lot as well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. And you guys like fishing or boating. You guys like boating, right?
I can't stand fishing, but I love boating.
Yeah.
Best thing we've done I have so much fun doing it for business and personally.
You guys host the coolest events, man. Can't wait to maybe this summer I'll get invited, smoke a little cigar on the boat, talk some business,
Little Port Jeff trip or Huntington.
and then come back and have a steak night, right?
All in one night.
Let's do it.
I can't wait. So how'd you end up Bergio Souza? They took a chance at, hey, I see the vision that you want.
Yeah.
How did you say this is the right team for me?
Oh, man. If you were to talk to them, you would say I am a mix of both of them.
Really?
Eric and Dan. It's really funny.
I met them really quickly. Is Eric more outgoing, Dan's more analytical? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, you see them too, and the way they conduct business and how they do their thing. It's like I'm really a mix of both of them.
Yeah.
Eric's very attention to detail. He's detail oriented. He's willing to sit with a client for hours at end and just really make them feel like they're their own child. That the client's either his child or his
Yeah.
best friend. He's willing to take the time. Where Dan, he does that as well, but Dan is like, he's really looking for new business opportunities and always. You walk into the office 7:30, 8 a.m. He's there all day long, and he'll never miss a day. He's always on it, Monday through Sunday. So, and Eric does the same thing, but Eric, he's coming towards the end of the working career, right? So, and nothing wrong with that, but the fact that he's still bringing that energy every day is still very impressive.
Love it.
Yeah.
How'd you get your first client?
I'm sure it was posting on Facebook saying,
Really?
Oh man, I'll have to go back and look at the videos. I might have even deleted it. But if you go back and
Oh, they were bad.
oh man. This was during COVID, man. So it's like mask over the face, haircut hadn't been done because barbershops were all closed. And I'm like, hey guys, this is Omar Montalvo, and if you're looking to buy or sell any real estate, contact me. And I remember looking back at that video, and everyone has to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm like, I can't keep letting the videos come out like this. And because business was slower is how I got into editing videos and understanding cameras. And growing up, two of my buddies used to film music videos and things like that. They ended up going down to Miami and filming more. So I used to hit a lot of questions and ideas at them and figure out how to do this whole editing process. So I know how to do everything on the editing and filming side. Now business is busy enough where we brought on Liam Coleman, Mailman Media, in our office all the time. So literally if I have an idea, it's like my desk, his desk is right there. Hey, Liam, let's go shoot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
How has that helped with getting things off the ground, launching it, and just publishing it out?
Yeah, it's just such a much quicker turnaround, right? And as a real estate agent, same thing as a lender, you always want to say yes to business. I never say no to business. Always yes, right? And how can I make it the best experience for the client, right? And if the best experience for the client is returning a high quality photos, videos, whatever it is, within a short period of time, how can you beat that, right? And we can't be two places at once, right? I can't be editing a video but also doing a listing appointment, but also showing a buyer. So like my clients, they don't really care that I'm good at editing and video. They want to make sure that when they're buying a house, that they're getting the real estate agent that they hired, not the real estate agent with a hobby in videography.
100%. You got to think about your highest and best use. And it's client facing, interacting with clients, sharing expertise, guiding, negotiating. So offloading the video editing and producing, so important, right? Like we brought Mac on, who's awesome. And Shane helps with producing the podcast because I don't know what the hell to do when it comes to those things, but I know how important it is, and we want to do more of it.
Yeah.
And it's a marketing piece, but also getting your clients' properties out in front of more people. So when it gets more eyeballs,
how can you lose?
Can't at all.
Can't lose, man.
So it's helping you generate business.
Of course. It's like the most important part of the business. So I don't know if the camera was rolling at the time, but again, the name of the game is how many conversations can you have in a day, right?
Yeah.
And between me just always being on the phone all day long, plus putting out social media videos, like who's touching more people than me? Like, and I never want to compete and I never compare, like, but in my mind, I'm just like, how can I just keep going and going and going? I believe in momentum. I believe in the vision board, writing down goals. So like I stick to a plan and just, look back every quarter. How did that work out for me? Do I need to make any adjustments? And just keep going. So one of the, on my vision board, one of the words on there is collaborate for 2026. And that's where I come back to where I say I don't compete and I don't compare to other people because I think we all bring out the best of one another. And so when you're collaborating with people, it's only beneficial for both parties, right? And it's just going to keep growing and growing. And it's just very positive. So I'm happy I'm here to collaborate.
Dude, I love it, but I want to dominate. I want to do better than my competition. I want to deliver a better client experience. I think that is so important. Now, you also want to compare yourself to the previous version, like week over week, month over month to get better. But I am trying to compete and just dominate.
Continuous growth, right?
Dude, you've got the 5 core values down.
Let's go, baby.
I love it. Let's go. So real estate is a relationship business, and you mentioned talking to people all day, every day. The more touch points you have, the more business you'll do, the more people you can help.
Right.
How do you actually focus on the relationship aspect?
Yeah. So
'cause that's so important.
Yeah, of course. So as a buyer, right, coming into my office, I'm inviting you into my space as a buyer, right? And I'm going to just take you through the whole entire buyer's journey, every single document that you could expect, right? So that relationship right there is me taking my time out of my day, which I would do for anyone, right? And just explain it so that this way, the more at ease the buyer is, the more at ease that I am, right? And the buyers, most buyers, when they're buying, and I'm sure you talk to them on the phone for hours, this is going to be one of the largest purchases maybe in their lifetime, right? A lot of money that they're putting up front. So if they're all stressed out through the whole scenario, how do you think I feel? I feel terrible. I don't want you to be stressed out. I do this every day, and I feel like I change people's lives, and there's such a smile and huge gratification at closing, right? So for them to be stressed out through the process, it's like, I'm not doing my job correctly. I should be explaining it more so they're more at ease. Now for the seller, they might be inviting me into their home, or I might be meeting them out. I mean, buyers too. I'm more than happy to take them out to breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't care. And I'll go through everything. I just like doing it at the office because of the paperwork. Seller, you're inviting me into your home, right? I love walking through the house with the client. Tell me all the stories that you have in the house. What does this house mean to you, right? So that this way, when it comes time for me to sell the property, I can deliver that same love that they have for the property. Obviously, understanding the market, doing my homework, knowing comparable data, things like that. That's something I got to know anyways. But for the client relationship, by the end of the transaction, and I hate calling it a transaction, by the end of the deal, however we want to call it, I want them to look at me as their real estate resource. And I tell them whether you need a plumber, a contractor, a second idea, an opinion, things that I may not be getting paid for, but I just have a passion in doing, call me, right? I'm more than happy to always connect them with whatever resource they need, right? Or if someone down the line calls, hey, I need a refinance, I know who to go to. AFC Mortgage!
I wasn't going to talk. I wasn't going to say a word until he said that. So, dude, people pay you for your relationships and contacts. It's so true. As a real estate agent, you're quarterbacking a life transaction, right? Or transition. So like deal, transaction, life transition. I don't know if that works. But, that's what you're getting paid for, part of it, because you're helping make it easier for a buyer or a seller. Yeah. One thing I always tell clients up front, when we're going through initial consultation, because you want them to be confident. How do you get someone confident to be able to buy a home? They have to be educated. Mm-hmm. So we break down, what is your ideal monthly payment? What is your ideal cash to close for the down payment and closing costs? What purchase price should you be looking in? Then we take that and we go, okay, credit, income, assets. Here's what you need for credit, income, assets. Here's the lowest. Here's the average we see. Here's what means you'd be in tip-top shape. Does that all make sense? And then we go through the qualifying, like a rough pre-qual over the phone, based off what we went over before we get any, an application and verify data and documents. Here's what you'd qualify for. Does that make sense? Get them on the same page, understand their monthly payment, interest rate opportunities, cash to close, so they're confident, which makes them less stressful and makes the process enjoyable. Because home buying should be fun. It shouldn't be stressful.
Right.
And when I hear that, I say, it's not going to be stressful because you're going to understand what you're getting into. And if somebody's confident looking for a home as a buyer, because that's what I deal with, mm-hmm. They're going to be more aggressive because they know their numbers. They're going to look at less homes mm-hmm. because they're going to put in stronger, better, more competitive offers. You'll show less homes. Yeah. They'll get the house that they love right away. The dream home sometimes is like that first, second, or third home. You want to be able to capitalize.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have when buyers come in is I call it the buyer's guide, right? And in that buyer's guide, everything that you just went over on your side of things is on one of the pages. So then this way, when they're having that conversation with you, they say, all right, I know he's going to ask me this. He's going to ask me this. So they'll have all those documents. I tell them to keep the buyer's guide so that when they're laying in bed, all of a sudden, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, they start running 1,000 questions to their head. They just got to open up their guide. Hey, where are we in the process? What's going to be the next step? Let's check off this. Let's check off that. It's the only way that it works, baby.
I love it. And we can make a funny commercial with AI now about somebody with a buyer's guide waking up in the middle of the night and reading it. Dude, I love it. What's your strategy for becoming the go-to agent in West Hartford in Hartford County? Social media.
Social media is one of the biggest ones. But
Is there anything else?
Being involved with the community, being that face. I
Yeah.
mean, I bought one of the first properties that I bought.
Let's go through what you mind sharing what you've done.
Yeah, what like?
Properties you've bought.
Yeah. So
And then I want to go being involved in the community. One of the things, ball for a cure.
Yeah.
But let's start with like investing in real estate, because I think being a great agent, it's so important to invest in real estate because it gives you a different perspective and better able to help clients that are buying homes, but then also real estate investors.
Right. So why not invest in the area that you know the best? Why not invest in the area that you're going to raise your kid in? Right. Why are you like you should be bringing money into an area that you plan on continuing seeing your life. And that's just my strategy, right? And that's what I'm passionate about. And when I love what I do, it doesn't feel like I'm doing a job. I'm doing like, it's just natural, right? It's very enjoyable. So the most affordable thing that I could get next to my office, which is in West Hartford Center, was a condo, right? So I bought that condo, and at the time I bought like the most expensive 2-bedroom condo in the neighborhood that I bought it in. But it was a 12-minute walk from door to door from
the office.
To the
and
office.
And you lived in it. You still live in it.
No.
Oh.
I'll continue with that one. So that was the most affordable option. Now looking back on it, it was one of the best decisions I made because now it's the lowest sold 2-bedroom condo in the last. I got that in like 3 years. 3 years. So like at the time, I remember going through the buying process myself and going, man, this is gonna be a lot of money, like, this and that. And then now looking back on it. So then I had the opportunity. It was funny. I was like in my living room one day and another agent from Ravis calls me about a listing over one road over. And we were just talking back and forth. And I go, hey, listen, I live over on, I'll say Arnold Way at the time. I go, if you have anything that ever comes up, let me know. I'm interested in buying it. Less than 2 weeks later, he's like, oh, he gives me the address. I look out my window. There's a yard, another yard. The next window, that's the property that was being sold. Now, it was a 2-week turnaround time. So at the time, I started putting money aside for the next property, not knowing I'd buy it 2 weeks later. So I ended up buying that one across the street. And why is because, not to sound creepy, but like, I could keep an eye on it, right? This and that.
Yeah.
But
that was a single family or another?
No,
condo?
that was another condo.
Wow.
That was another condo. And I've had the tenant in there since. So, and she's wonderful, wonderful tenant. And then, this is going to sound so funny, but winter comes around. I have a parking spot in the back, but, it's just a pain with the snow and stuff like that. So I ended up buying a garage too. So that was right across the
Literally, you
street.
could just buy a garage bay somewhere?
Yeah, you can just buy it. It's sold separately.
Wow.
So just buy that. So I just bought a garage, and now I have that rented out. And then, but back to where were we getting at with this conversation?
Real estate investing and the importance of an agent.
And
but I'm buying garages. We're gonna have to talk offline. People might not be interested. I'm so interested in that.
Yeah.
But so investing in real estate.
Yeah, investing in real estate. So my strategy is investing where I live, right? Obviously the numbers have to make sense. And then what was the other thing? The numbers have to make sense, investing where I live. There was another thing I want to touch a point on. But yeah, so
I think, by the way, I'll let you pause for a sec, is investing where you live is so important because you know the area better than other people. You're local, so you have contractors that can get to the property. You invest in one area, makes it easier to manage. Mm-hmm. That's what we do, and it helps a ton.
Yeah.
And I'm not I don't have my mind on 1,000 different areas to look in. I've got like 1,000 properties probably that make sense to potentially buy. There's probably only like 500-600.
Right.
And now it's like you could build relationships with sellers and owners over time. The properties you own, you manage, you keep up, and things will compound versus if I had to go from like Fairfield now to Stratford to like Derby, and then you're all over the place. I like just going into one area.
Yeah, and then so again, I'm always involved in my community, right? I always want to be there. I want to be the familiar face.
Yep.
So I buy these 2 properties. I have my office over there. So what do you think I do all the time? I'm walking. I'm always walking, right? If I don't have to take the car to go to appointments and stuff, I'm walking to breakfast, lunch, dinner. So you always see my face, right? 2 years later, I ended up becoming the president of that association.
Wow.
So I'm still the president of the association. And the way that worked out was I didn't choose to go for that role. The treasurer and all the board members were like, just your resources, what you do for your business day to day, your involvement in the community. there's no one else that could compete with what you can do. And I'm talking to the treasurer on the phone, but he's like, listen, the voting's tonight, and I didn't put my ballot in. Or I'm about to say no. He goes, I know you're gonna say no, and then he gave me the reasons because it's just like another thing on my plate that I wouldn't say. Not everyone's looking to become a president of an association. It's a non-paying thing, and all you hear is complaints, right? I never hear anyone say, "Hey, you're doing a great job." Hey, no, you don't hear any of that stuff. So, so I'm a president of the association, another community involvement.
Dude, that is awesome.
And getting to know my neighbors, right? I could pretty much name all my neighbors by first name. Back at the condo, I knew the people that lived next to me, next door, and then when they switched tenants or whatever it was, I met them. And 2 doors down, across the street, diagonal. I know everybody in the neighborhood. It's like back in the old days, multifamily living. Everybody used to hang out in the front steps, and you just knew your neighbors, right?
That is so true. I love that. I think that fires me up, by the way, living that way. Me and Vito are moving back to Fairfield. We just moved back to Fairfield, but we're buying a house in July.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. And that's where like all of our rentals are. I'm a 3-minute walk to all my rentals, maybe 5, 10, depending on where it is. But I want to move the office to Fairfield. I literally want to just make my life where everything's walking and you become ingrained in the community, become more involved, and things will compound over time.
And I think to represent my clients the best possible way is I've been trying different loans, right? Like I want to continue trying all these different types of loans so that this way when I'm guiding the buyer through it, I could say, oh, I've done that before, or I've done that, or I've been in that situation before. I go to auctions, right? I may not even be buying the house at the auctions, but now how many first-time home buyers will go, hey, I saw a house foreclosed, like I'm going to go to the auction, and then you got to coach them through. You got to say, hey, you got to have the money ready, this and that. So yeah, just experiences, right? Just building those up so I can help my clients the best as possible because I've been through that, right? I can tell them I've done that. Right now I'm actually posting, I completed this project last year, but renovating a house, right? And having my dad's knowledge help me guide through all of this. Now I'm sharing what it really takes to get a house done in a certain time period. And there was a comment on there was like, they said, are you trying to save money or just document it? And really, it was just to document it. Yeah, I could have easily hired contractors, but I love putting challenges in front of me, right? Vision boards, stuff like that. And that challenge was, can I get this house done right away? And really, one of the reasons why I was doing it, so I wouldn't have to carry 2 mortgages and stuff like that. But getting it done in 50 days, and contractors, you got to make sure that they're not in each other's way, making sure the contractor's not delayed, and doing stuff like that. And in order to get a job done in 50 days, I got to do a lot of the work myself. So that's like what's the...
Are you almost done with it?
Oh, I finished it last year. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's already done.
Is the video done?
No, I still have a few days left.
Oh,
I'll continue posting. So if you're watching this, you got the insights. It was done in 50 days.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. We did full bathroom, half bathroom, primary bedroom, the other 2 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, dining room, all landscaping. We also did...
basement?
Nope, no, not basement. Basement and attic I want to do, and garage. But I did all the landscaping, but I did irrigation, water irrigation and lighting and stuff like that, and regraded the whole backyard so that this way no water comes down to the basement.
This is something you're going to live in?
Yeah. I'm living in right now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So it's a little temporary spot until I find something else. So right now, this year, and we'll see what comes up, right? I either want to buy another single family over in the West Hartford Center area, or buy like 2 multi-families and just go like do a joint partnership with someone else. I don't know, whatever comes around. I'm interested. I'm open, right? Like I don't have one specific route that I want to go. I want to experience it all.
I love it.
We'll figure out if I like it or not.
Yeah.
Right? Trial and error.
Let's talk about West Hartford as a town for people that don't know it. You grew up there. You live there now.
Yeah, so West Hartford is the largest, it's the largest town in New England. So it's just like...
it's not a city yet.
No, it's not a city. It's like 60,000 people.
What do you need to be a city, 75?
I'm not sure. But that's a fun fact. Yeah,
that's so interesting. I love Newport, Rhode Island, because I think Newport might be a city, but it feels like a town. I love big towns because you get to know everybody. It's a community, but it's not a city.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like I was telling you earlier, when I was telling Shane earlier that I grew up in West Hartford and I was always like, I'm getting out of here, right? And then I get into real estate And I actually go to Glastonbury Ravis, and I go, oh, I'm interested in being in this area. May she rest in peace. But the manager there goes, that's how she introduced me to Dan and Eric. But she goes, one, your personality matches those guys. But two, if you grew up in West Hartford, why would you leave West Hartford? Like, all your connections are there. So that light bulb, right? So I was like, all right, I'm going over to West Hartford. And then, business starts rolling. Then I end up having my daughter. And then I'm like, this town is phenomenal. Actually, during college, too, when I used to ask my other buddies, oh, where are you from? And I'd ask about their downtown area. Nobody really has a downtown like West Hartford. I didn't realize that, right? I was young and dumb, so I was like, man, West Hartford really does have everything. Everything. You don't need to leave the town.
You really don't.
No.
I love the downtown.
It's awesome.
If you live in some of those side streets, you can walk everywhere. You don't need a car.
And it's so perfect because if you have, whether you're a morning person, evening person, whatever you're into, like West Hartford really does have an option for that.
Yeah.
We have rock climbing gyms.
Do you rock climb?
No.
That way. But you had to share it. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody was talking about it last week. I was like, oh, that's good to know.
That is so funny. Dude, I love the town. I actually thought about moving there. I could live there.
Yeah, it's what Dave Portnoy say. It was like a smaller. It seems like a beach town.
He went up there for
Dude,
pizza?
Oh, he rated all of them. We got an 8.1 over there at Zephyrs.
That was the highest?
You got to come try it.
Is that 8.1 was the highest one, though?
Oh, yeah. And then he also went to Savoy.
Gotcha. That kind of stinks.
He didn't come to my backyard, though.
That's so funny. You're working on that.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Unbelievable. Who's buying right now in West Hartford? You have a lot of move-up buyers? You have people downsizing that want to be downtown? Because in Fairfield, it is slammed with people coming from Manhattan that can still commute to the city or young families.
Yeah, so actually a lot of people from out of state are coming to West Hartford. They're doing their researching, like where's a good place to raise a family that has the things that they're looking for. Just sold a house to a family that it's relocating from California. Just took clients on a tour yesterday that came from Texas. And then also, so and inventory is very slim there, as we're seeing all of north of Connecticut, even like a little bit of New York on the New York 2 and north. But yeah, man, like people want to be in Connecticut, and it's pretty funny because it's a little bit expensive. So it's very expensive to live here, but it's beautiful during the spring, summer, fall time, isn't it?
It is such a nice place. If you could snowbird, honestly, for like 3 months and go to Florida or go to Vermont and like snowmobile or ski.
Yeah,
yes.
But now how cool is that we're so close, right? We're able to get like the family that came from Texas. It's like, yeah, we drive an hour to the grocery store. Like you drive an hour out of Connecticut, you could be in another state.
Yeah, for sure, 2 states over.
Yeah.
So it's awesome because you talk about like lifestyle and people want to move to West Hartford. You're 45 minutes old, Zaybrook?
Yeah.
So to the beach, it's 45 minutes. So I know a lot of people that work in Hartford, live in Hartford, Glastonbury, West Hartford, that have beach houses along the shore. You're probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to Vermont, depending on the mountain you go to, like on the quicker
Mount
side.
Snow, from West Hartford to Mount Snow is about an hour and 48 minutes.
Under 2 hours.
No traffic.
Is unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you have a cabin house up there and you could start, I have buddies that live in Farmington. They go up for Thanksgiving and they go through the end of March.
Yeah.
Snowmobile right out of their backyard, like awesome.
Yeah, if anyone's looking at selling a house up in Vermont, I'm actually interested in doing a vacation rental. I want to like dip into Airbnb too. Just start it off. Just try it. Just give it a try.
Yeah, something you would use as well.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
No, but of course I would. But if I could keep it rented out all year, I would do it all year. I just want to keep trying stuff. Why not?
I love it. I agree with that. If you're making money and you have disposable income, invest it.
Yeah.
Try and create different experiences, different revenue streams. 100%. Speaking about snowmobiling, you did a lot of that this year, right?
Yeah, I did about 700 miles this year.
Unreal.
My goal was 1,000, but I didn't get
Little
enough
short.
free time. Yeah.
But you went to Maine, right?
I went up to Maine.
Where'd you go?
Rangeley Lake.
What was it like?
Think about like highways for snowmobiles. Like it's like you get around via snowmobile, and it's fun. It's a time where real estate's a little bit slower during the winter time, so I like to take my vacations, and that includes one of them. And I rode all the way over to New Hampshire. You could ride up to Canada. Like you get some cool distance. I'll have to show you guys some photos. And you're in the middle of the mountain, so you have zero cell service. So you always have to ride in a group just in case you like break down, or at least with one other person. But I don't even know how to explain. You come across moose, deer, like animals, and it's like the middle of winter, and you're just like, how are they surviving right out here? And it's very cool to be in one with nature and being outside, and it's different. It's very quiet too. If you stop the snowmobile, you're like, ooh, it's a little too quiet.
Well, dude, I was in Ludlow, Vermont, which isn't as...
I saw that.
Yes, and we went snowmobiling, and you were out in the woods, and when you stop, it is dead quiet.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
But I bet you also think like, I hope I'm not stuck here, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like you're miles away from base.
I was on trails, so it's not like, but like there was no highway system, but there are trails.
Yeah, it's the trail system.
I'm sure if I was where you were, I'd be a little more nervous. But it separates you from work, and when you're in it all the time, like I can't stop thinking about it. That I do not think about it.
No,
especially when you're going 60
so
miles per hour. You got to be locked in.
Oh, you don't want to hear some of the speeds that we got, but like,
So
you know how the Vermont trails, like it's like snowmobile here, someone passing you.
Yeah.
And in Maine, you still have like a little bit of a gap between each other, but it's beautiful.
That's why you're not going 100 or whatever, because you have people coming the other way.
It's fun late at night too, and you hope that nobody else is on the trails, but we'll be riding late at night, and it's like you feel like the army, or not the army, but like the GI Joe or whatever, and like the lights are on, and you're like, phew, phew, phew. I've always wanted a drone from high up so you can see through the trees all the lights of the snowmobiles. Like, phew, phew.
That'd be so sick.
In formation.
Going back to real estate, have you made any mistakes that have made you better?
Oh yeah.
By the way, I've made so many that
Oh yeah. No. I've definitely made my mistakes. Obviously, learning from them. And admitting you're wrong, right? I think sometimes people find that maybe they did something wrong, but their ego's like, oh, well, this wouldn't have happened if I... Admit you're wrong. Just admit you're wrong. Say how you're going to correct it. I'm a big believer, and there's always a solution, whether it's positive or negative. There's always a solution, right? So I'm not going to harp on the mistake. Let's get on to the next part, and let's figure out what the solution is.
I agree 100%. And I asked that for like new agents that might be listening. And I've made mistakes, and I did not correct them right away. Whether it was ego or whatever the case was, that is compounding mistakes. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
Own up to it, pivot, and figure out the way to get to a solution.
I think one of the best things, like any agents that are looking to get into the game or are already in the game and looking to learn more, like I'm an open book. Like come meet with me, come talk to me. Like I have so many stories that could benefit other people, benefit other agents. I'm even open, if you're not a real estate agent, if you have some other business, I'm open to hear about it. And maybe you want my input, but I just want to hear about what your business is doing and things like, because I can still learn from it. And yeah, just being on the team, those mistakes get minimalized. Don't get me wrong, mistakes help you learn faster. But if I already went through the mistakes, I can just give you what the answer is.
That's why finding a mentor is so important, because the people have gone through it and they can advise you on what to do or what not to do.
Huge.
Yeah. What's your plan for the future? Have you thought about that?
Always.
I know. Yeah.
Always.
Dumb
always.
question.
Always.
It's for the viewers.
Always. For the future, yeah, I just want to keep...
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years?
You're going to be 34, 35 years old.
Yeah, I hope at that point I have a team under me. I want to share my knowledge. I want to give people the stuff that will help them build their business faster than I did it, right? I just want to give them the tools and resources. So that's like one of the big things. Obviously, continue investing into real estate.
Yep.
Putting my daughter into a prep school.
Oh.
Yeah, I want it. So, goals like that. There's certain views.
For high school, you mean?
Even if it could start earlier.
Oh, prep like a Taft or like a...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Great goal, by the way.
Yeah, why not? And so I believe in manifestation, so throwing it out into the universe, right? And just obviously doing the right plays or making the right decisions to go towards those goals. So right now we just finished last year about just shy of 60 million in volume. So
For the team?
For the team.
Just you three?
There's about like 5 of us that really put in the full-time work.
Yep.
The rest of us are like, or not the rest of us,
Yeah.
the rest of the guys, like part-time agents and
Yep.
stuff like that. But yeah, by the time I'm 34, 35, I'm hoping we're doing like 150, 175 million.
Yeah.
I'm happy to bring on more agents and have a larger team. I already did mention that. I want to continue traveling, right? I want to do better health-wise, right? At 30, by the time I'm 34, I want to be in phenomenal shape, right? And just recently having a kid, I've watched my health. I wouldn't say it's declining. I'm just not in the shape that I used to be, right? And I try and stay moving and stuff like that, but I'm trying to be cut up like you and your brother, man.
Chambriello boys, yeah.
I got to look good on the boat this summer, right? But yeah, what else? I mean, there's financial goals that I have on there.
Yep.
And why goal setting is so big, because I brought people into my office and they look at my vision board from years past. I've been doing this for years now. And to them, it may seem like an imagination or a fairy tale, or like, how could you do that in a year? But dude, you'd be surprised. It happens, man. It happens. I got my fiance to look at my vision board last year, and she's like, how can you do that? It's like, you just got to, it doesn't just happen overnight. You got to keep taking, it's like stairs, step by step by step by step. Next thing you hit the goal. By the end of the year, they're like, oh my God, you did it. I've had all my buddies, oh my God, you did do that. It's like, yes, it's like writing a cartoon character on paper and bringing them to life. And it's just like, whoa, this really did happen. And to connect to that too, like as we're kids, we're playing sports, we're in school, and we have all these goals in our mind. You want to make honor roll, you want to make varsity, you want to do this and that. And then after you finish college, what is there? What is there that keeps the momentum going? And writing down your goals, it's like small accomplishments, right? And you got to celebrate those accomplishments. It's the only way to really enjoy life, or else you're going to catch yourself just going day by day and not feeling like you're moving anywhere.
100%. I'm going to tour you around the office.
Can't wait.
We're going to go. When I was 23 years old, 6 years ago, I wrote down like 10 to 12 things. And I look back and like, and it's still hanging on my wall, right? In my office. And I need to do one in the next month or so. Yeah. I'll probably do it like today or this week, now that we have this conversation. But to see where my priorities were at the time and where we are today, and then some of the goals that I had on there that I just fucking crushed. Yeah. 5-year goals I did in like 2. It was a 10-year thing. I said in 10 years at 33, 34, here's what I want.
And that's a perfect example. In your mind, you're like, oh, that could be so far away. But then it's like, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's there, man. Like, and again, I can't do any of the stuff that I do now without the support of my fiance and my family constantly helping me, watching my daughter. Is that Vito?
No. I have no idea what that is.
Gotcha. So, but I can't do any of that without them, right? And again, I believe in manifestation, writing things down, and when they come to life, it's like, wow, life is good. Great.
The last thing before we wrap up, being involved in your community, Ball for a Cure. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. How can people get involved in that?
Yeah, so go to I believe it's ballforacure.org.
Can they reach out to you for more info?
Oh yeah, reach out to me, please. I want everyone to be involved in it. Open doors, come to our events, and it's just, you could feel the energy there, right? Everyone is there for a good cause, but like, you may be a stranger in the beginning of the night, but by the end of the night, we're hugging each other. We're like, oh, dude, you got a strike at bowling. Oh, we're at the concert. Oh, man, this song is good. We're enjoying each other's presence with the song, right? And we're raising this money for a good cause. We have the golf tournament. You could sponsor a hole, and they at different holes, just like any other golf tournament, they have people sitting there, whether it's giving out stuff or you can do a challenge and stuff like that, and just, I want everyone to be involved. So if you're watching this, come join us at Ball for a Cure. You'll see on their websites that all the events that they're having. April 26th, I'm running a 5K at the Weathersfield Cove. Ball for a Cure in partnership with Connecticut Children's Hospital, and it's called Superhero Sunday. And so I'm bringing my daughter, but even if you don't have kids, show up, you'll feel the energy. And if you do have kids, they get to be a superhero for a day. How awesome is that? They'll make their own capes, they got their own masks, and they have a little run for them too.
Oh, no way.
Oh, dude, it's the coolest thing. And hey, listen, I'm a grown person, but hey, there's a fire truck there. I'm still checking out the fire truck.
Literally.
I'm jumping up on it.
That is so funny.
Trying to act cool. I'm like, oh. I wonder if this is filled with water or not. But no, it's so much fun, man. So much fun.
Is there anything else in the community that you're doing that you want people to know about?
Ooh, all right, let's see. Yeah, bringing biscottis. No, just whatever comes up, I'm more than happy to attend. Other realtors have events that happen in town. I'm always happy to show up and come support. Same thing with attorneys. They'll do stuff. I always go and support. I also have a property management business too. And
That you run
yeah,
for other people, for clients.
other people. Yeah, yeah. And why I really like doing that is, again, being always present. I think that's a big thing. Buildings start becoming run down when someone's not present. So I think my biggest property management, one of my biggest things in property management is the tenants knowing me by first name, texting me, calling me, whatever they need. I respond and get solutions done. Usually I can respond in less than an hour, less than 30 minutes. Sometimes it's within the minute.
Yeah.
And I can get the solution done within 48 hours because I have those resources, right? So again, that property management is just me being involved with other people's lives and making it better.
I absolutely love that. I think you were spot on about properties run down when there's no presence and people aren't there to show that you care.
Yeah. Dude, this is why I'm here, because the energy, I feel off of the energy, but the energy that you and your brother have, and now that I met Shane here, but the energies, when you match the energy, how could it go wrong? Life's amazing.
Dude, thank you for coming on today,
Let's
bro.
go. Thank you for having me.
Last.
Let's go.
Shano, thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Cool.